I've said I was homeless. People think you don't look homeless. There are people here that are not addicted to drugs, that were soldiers in the war, came back messed up. There are people that just lost their jobs, got divorced, couldn't make the payment. A lot of us really are just trying to just get out of a bad situation. So I love to draw and stuff, and I like to draw for my kids. A lot of people don't even really know what this place is. It's like a shed you would have in your backyard, like really. It's better than being out here completely on the streets in a tent.
Homelessness is a hot topic here in LA. I am not an expert in the issue. I know there are a lot of underlying factors, but like anyone who lives here, I see the human realities of people living in tents on sidewalks, suffering mental health and addiction crises, unable to afford skyrocketing housing costs. I wanted to go beyond the headlines and try to understand a little more about the experience of homelessness. I wanted to talk to someone actually impacted by it. I met up with a guy named Matty B. He went from jail to homelessness and most recently to living in the Chandler Tiny Home Village, meant to be a temporary bridge to permanent housing. Chandler is the first tiny home village in LA, opened in 2021 by a nonprofit called Hope of the Valley Rescue Mission. It has 40 units, just 64 square feet. They're truly tiny. Most actually have 2 beds inside. They do have some of the features you'd think about when you think about what makes a home. Windows, a front door with a lock. Matty B invited me to chat in a park right across the street about what life is like in Chandler Village.
Finally got in there after being on the streets, living out of a car for 7 months, man. I've only lived here for a few months. I just got out of jail. And when I got out of jail, I came back to the streets. And I was able to get in here. So I'm really trying hard to get off the streets. I live with my girlfriend, who we have kids together. Unfortunately, due to some of my choices, I've lost custody of my kids, but that's the goal. That's part of what I'm after right now, is getting them back. I mean, it is what it is. It's a place to sleep. It's like a shed you would have in your backyard, like really. It's better than being out here completely on the streets in a tent, you know what I mean? Or living out of a car. You don't have to worry about being harassed. You don't have to worry about the police. If I compare it to what life can be like without it, I'm lucky to have it. A lot of people go from the horrible living on the streets and they've been on the streets for so long that that's all they know. So when they come into a place like this, they're really comfortable and they're cool with staying for a while. I think 6 months would be a number that I should be able to, at the most, should be able to get out, or just because I'm putting a lot of that on me, on the person I am and the person I want to be, and the things I want to fix. So we're in North Hollywood. I actually was born just down the street at St. Joseph's in Burbank. I held down an apartment out here in North Hollywood for almost a year and a half. Ended up losing it, but that's what the goal is when you come to a place like this, is getting into a program where they help you how expensive it is to live here and how much that's dictated, who stays here and how, that's been a huge impact, at least for me. But the way that I've seen the biggest change is just the lack of humanity, the lack of respect that humans have for each other. Even people that do have it together seem to have a view of really just caring about themselves, and that's it. The thing about a lot of individuals on the streets here, a lot of them aren't even doing anything to get out of their situation. And I think that's where a lot of frustration comes from. I understand that there's a lot of this brings a lot of crime, a lot of harassment, a lot of issues, and for business owners, whoever, the government or whoever put this thing together is at least trying to do what they can, at least take these people that are bothering everybody or not bothering, and putting them here rather than out there on the streets in front of businesses, in front of people's homes, in front of schools. A lot of different personalities that come with living in a spot like that. A lot of mental illness, there's a lot of drug addiction. There's a lot of people, women that have been, hurt, violated, a lot of trauma. There are people here that are not addicted to drugs, that were soldiers in the war, came back messed up. There are people that just lost their jobs, got divorced, couldn't make the payment. When I've said I was homeless, people think you don't look homeless. Like, you take showers, you look clean, you're not digging out of trash cans, okay? Like, that's why I use the word unhoused. Like, a lot of us really are just trying to just get out of a bad situation, just trying to get out of that hole that we've either dug for ourselves or the world, or based on the world has put us there. Not all of us are like just laying around doing dope and like having a victim's mentality, I guess. I don't know if that's how people see it, but I'm not like that. You know, I'm here, I'm using what I have right now, okay? I made some mistakes. I ended up in jail, I did my time, and I'm now like rebuilding. I want to start a business, you know, I want to work. I'm an artist, I draw and stuff, and I want to tattoo. So I'm working towards that. I actually sit on my my ice cooler, and then I just put my work on my bed or whatever, take the mattress off, so it's harder, you know, and then just do what I do. I like to draw for my kids. My son, he likes the big eyes, you know, so I got a bunch of different animals here. That's Donkey from Shrek, I believe. I like the mosquito, he's cool. You know, I just, sometimes I could draw things that get a little dark, man. I figured this will be a nice one to show you guys. The squirrel, the vulture, all, you know, I love doing the big eyes on animals. And here's another one, little underwater scene. It's not completely finished, but, you know, some crazy fish. I figure that, you know, underwater, man, they're living some kind of life that we are too, you know. I'm sure that they have some kind of social thing going on. I don't know, dude. Whole life wanted to be a good artist or been able to draw. I love to draw. I've always, you know, traced, you know, little soldiers when I was young, or this. I like to draw the Simpsons, you know, Bart Simpson, and draw trucks when I was a kid, but it never came out the way I wanted it. And I always thought that artists were just able to just draw and never erase anything, and they're awesome. But then I learned that that's not how it is. I was in a bad car accident. I had surgeries, and I was down. I was laid up for a while, and I started looking at things and just going line by line, trying to draw them and erase them. And then I started being able to, things started to look better. And like all of a sudden, my hand's kind of putting together what I wanted to. And there's different tools you can use, different pencils and erasers and paper and then all of a sudden I'm on these drawing websites and learning from people all over, and I'm completely self-taught. But I'm still far from where I want to be. But I've been drawing now for consistently for a year and a half, and I mean like every day. So the goal is to tattoo. I've built a lot of positive outcomes out of this, you know, like I get to send drawings to my kids, and my mom wants me to draw stuff for her, and I could draw things to my lady when she's mad at me and stuff. So, you know, it's cool, dude. I love it, man.
Let's go. How long you guys been together?
8 years. 8 years. She's stuck with me through a lot. I've stuck with her, and man, we just hopefully this time that we get out of this stuff and make it stick. All I know, man, is that I want to get back on track, and I want to get myself together and do what's right. You know? This is Roman numerals. This is for my son's birthday. This is it's July 3rd, 2017.
I know Matty B's story doesn't represent everyone who's lived through homelessness. There's no single face of the issue in a city as big and diverse as this one. But I learned a lot from our conversation. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I want to say a big thanks to Matty B for being so generous with his time and open about his story.
It says built to last, because I've just felt like I get through everything that this world throws at me, man.